Hi, Amanda here from Amanda Jane Crafts. Today I'm going to introduce you to a fantastic aspect of crochet, which is Amigurumi, which is a Japanese style of crochet using a very simple stitch, the single crochet, and a few other stitches, but usually it's all made out of one stitch, often made in the round, as you can see here, with this little pencil. So I'm going to teach you all the little skills that you need to create this pencil, and that will set you up for making lots of other projects. We're going to start by having a look at how to do the starting point here, the magic ring. Then we're going to move on to single crochet. I'm going to explain to you back of loop. We're going to learn to increase and decrease, and also we're going to learn how to change colour. So this pattern comes from a book called Kawaii Crochet, 40 Super Cute Crochet Patterns for Adorable Amigurumi. And kawaii, Japanese term for cute, often with these childlike little faces on them. So this is just a little pencil with an eraser on the top. So what are we going to need for this project? We're going to need some Aran weight cotton yarn. Now I've chosen my colours from Paintbox, which is available on the lovecrafts.com website. So cotton Aran comes in lots and lots of colours, and today we're going to be using the pink, a bright red for the tip, a yellow, this grey, and a little bit of this flesh colour as well. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the pink. Just move these away so we've got more space. And I am using quite a small size crochet hook, which is a 3.5mm crochet hook, which is slightly tighter than is labelled on Aran weight cotton, because I like my stitches to be really nice and close together. Makes it slightly trickier to work, but it gives a better effect in the long run. So let's put my pencil to one side just while we start off. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a magic ring. I've explained this in a separate video, but I'll go through it briefly again. Hold the yarn between your thumb and your forefinger of your left hand, if you're right-handed, and wrap the yarn around your first two fingers in an X shape. Tuck the yarn under the working yarn under your the last two fingers, and then you're going to take your crochet hook, slip it under the top right leg of the X, over the top of the left leg of the X, twist it round, and then capture the top left leg again and pull it through. So this is our magic ring. The reason it's magic is because we can pull that and it will close up. And most amigurumi patterns start with a magic ring of some sort, and you want to keep it about 1/2 inch across in diameter when you start. So I'm going to do that one more time so that you can see exactly how that works. Two fingers together, create an X by wrapping the yarn round, tuck the working yarn away, under the top right, over the top left, twist, over the top left, and pull through. Magic ring. Pull it to about 1/2 inch, maybe just over 1 centimetre, something like that. And you have a tail. I've got rather a long tail there, which I don't really need that long tail, but we leave it there for now. So the first thing I'm going to teach you is how to crochet in the round using single crochet. Hold your yarn in your left hand, put the yarn over your index finger, take your middle finger and your thumb and pop it just over, just below that first knot, that first slip knot. That will keep the ring from opening, but will give you just enough of a gap to push your crochet hook. So we're going to push our crochet hook into the ring, just above our middle finger, yarn over and pull up a loop. And then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your crochet hook. That's our first stitch. And we're going to do 6 of these into the magic ring. Insert your hook into the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. That's number 2. Move your work around a little bit. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's number 3. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, 4, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, 5, insert, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, and that is 6. Now you can see that the ring has widened, so we're going to pull the tail gently, and I'm going to just point out the 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the first stitch you're going to go into when we close the circle. Now amigurumi is crocheted in spirals, so we're starting in the middle and we're literally spiraling round and round. It's not stacked rows one on top of the other. It looks like stacked rows, but as you can see from here, it's just simply a spiral. And so the good thing is we don't have to do joins at the end of every row. Let's close this up. Now I'm going to show you our next skill, which is to learn how to increase. And increasing is pretty simple. So in this the second row rather, we're going to go into the first stitch just here, and we're going to insert it. Now this becomes quite tricky because this is quite tightly, we want it tight, so the first couple of rows are quite tricky, or rounds we should call them, are quite tricky. So we're going to insert our hook into this first stitch, both loops at the top of the stitch, and we're going to draw our work through. So pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through. Just the same single crochet that you did in the previous round. To increase, we're going to do another single crochet in exactly the same space below. So in exactly that stitch, we're going to do another one. So 2 in each stitch. We'll go from 6 to 12. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through again. So we want 2 in here, 2 in this one, until we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we'll need one more here. This is where we have to mark the beginning of our work because it's difficult to see. So to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got to the end of this round. And I am going to mark the end of the round. You can mark the beginning with a piece of thread. Now you could use a stitch marker, but to be honest, when it comes to tiny pieces of work, they tend to get in the way. So I tend to use a little bit of thread so that it doesn't get in the way. It's soft and you can push it out of the way and you can remove it really easily. So just hook it into that last stitch. So that's where our round starts and finishes. Now we're going to come down and do another increasing row, and this time the pattern is telling me to single crochet three times, and then we'll do 2 stitches in the next stitch. So single crochet 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to increase in this stitch here, 1, oops, 2, that's once, 1, 2, 3, 2 stitches in this stitch below, and then we're going to go for our final set, 1, 2, 3, and in our last stitch we're going to increase by doing 2 stitches in the same space. There we go. So we should have now 15 stitches. So I'll count them just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Great. So that is correct. Now we're going to learn another technique, which is working in BLO, which means back loop. So the instruction is to go round all those 15 in the back loop, which creates this line, which is the top of the eraser. Now, it's not going to join up because in Amigurumi, we're just working in spirals. So you can see just here, we do have a step. But that's the nature of the way in which this style of crochet works. So we just get this line. It's very good when you want something to change direction, or if you want to make this pattern, for instance, on this silver bit. So that's the silver bit of the pencil there. So that's how that works. So back of loop, single crochet is very straightforward because it says what it does on the tin. We're going to just simply go in the back of the loop. And as we draw it up, you're going to feel that you've got less resistance. So it will be a looser stitch. So we're just going to work our way with a single crochet, same stitch, all the way round. And you'll think, oh my goodness, this is too loose. It's not going to look nice. It's going to gape. I'm going to get holes. Trust me, it closes up miraculously. It gives a ridge, but it does close up. So we're just doing our single crochet around. I've got my third finger inside this work now to support it. I find that works best. We want to keep the tension relatively tight because when we put the stuffing in, we don't want the stuffing to show. And then you just keep following the instructions in Melissa Bradley's book to finish this off. Now, obviously, because it's her pattern, I'm not going to give you the whole instructions. The book's available on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description below. It is an affiliate link. I get a tiny commission at no extra cost to you if you want to buy it. It's available on Kindle Unlimited, which means if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, you can just download it. It's absolutely fantastic. Now you're going to watch out because you're coming to the end of the round, and we can see that we need to do one more back of loop crochet here, and then I am actually going to move my end of row marker up so that I don't lose track of where the end of the row lies. You have to have nimble fingers for this game when you're working in a small scale. I say game, it's a hobby. There we go. Right, so then the pattern says that I'm going to work 2 more rounds straight in the same colour. So just 2 more rounds here. But actually at this point, I'm going to pretend I've done those 2 rounds, and I'm going to show you the next skill, which is how to change colour, because I don't need to do a whole nother pencil to show you how that works. So we'll just take that bit out for the sake of example. So say I want to join to this lovely silver grey colour. I think it's called Misty Grey, really nice. So we're going to take our new colour, and you're going to do this several times here because you'll be changing to the yellow and then to the beige and then finally to whatever colour pencil you want. I've got red in this instance, but say we want to change to do this band. The first row of the band is going to be a simple single crochet round. So I'm just going to take my work, and in order that we change smoothly, we change our colour just before we complete a single crochet. So where we have 2 loops on the hook, we take the working yarn and trap it under our right hand fingers, take a loop of the silver yarn and put it over the top of your hook here. This is where you need 3 hands, not 2, and you're going to draw that new colour through those 2 loops. So we've actually finished off our pink properly, but we've got our grey ready to go for our next round. So we'll pretend I've done the eraser the right down to here. In fact, I should have done 2 more rounds, but that's fine. I don't want to bore you. So I'm going to now capture the ends of the yarn between our stitch and our working yarn, so that I am trapping that end as I go. It saves you having to darn in every single end. When you're beginning, you might want to darn in every single end. I could also capture that pink as well. So I'm just going right over the top of it. You can see what I'm doing. It's not forming part of the stitch. It's just being caught between the threads. Just like that. As long as you've captured it 4 or 5 times, then you don't need to worry about it. It's not going to unravel. So this is the round where I'm going round the band, like so. It's ever so tight. There we go. All the way around, and you will get into a rhythm when it comes to amigurumi. It becomes quite mindful. You'll find it works up quite quickly. even though it's tiny stitches, start with a tiny project, because it's satisfying to complete a project, and you really will find that it's, you know, it is satisfying to make something as a little stocking stuffer, a gift, something your kids can sell on a craft stall. You know, it's a fun thing to do. You can make the pencil into a keychain or key ring, as we call it in the UK. And there we go. So this next row of the silver is another row, back of loop and another back of loop, and then we would change onto the yellow and continue down. So I am going to continue just with my yellow quickly and come back in a couple of minutes, and I will show you decreasing. We're going to end up with a very strange example here, but not to worry. So we're just going to pretend that we've done all the way down to the last row of our yellow here, and we're changing onto this tan colour, and at this point the pattern is asking me to decrease. So the final skill in this tutorial is to learn how to decrease using single crochet. I've got my poor pencil up the wrong way to show you where I'm at. So I've missed out all these yellow rows, and I'm just coming down to joining in my tan. So once again, we take a loop of our new colour, we pop it over the hook when we're just about to finish this last stitch, and then we finish off we finished off our yellow, and we're going to start our tan. And the instructions are telling me to do single crochet 2 together and then to single crochet 3. So this is the reverse of the increase we did earlier on. So single crochet 2 together operates like this. I'm not going to capture in those threads behind, just for clarity. Single crochet, so you're going to start your single crochet, but then holding this steady with your right finger, you're going to go into the next stitch, draw up another loop so that you've got you've done 2 loops, and you've got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all those 3 together. And that is a decrease. So let's do that again. We've got to do 3 normal single crochet in between. 1, 2, 3, and then another decrease. Insert your hook, draw up a loop in that chain. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then draw your hook through all 3 to decrease. And you'll count your stitches when you get to the end of the round to make sure that you've decreased enough times. In this case, I think it's going to be 3 times. Because we're doing this on a changing colour row, we'll be able to see whether you've done it correctly. The thing about crocheting with cotton is the cotton does tend to split, if you like, so you just have to watch that a little bit. 1, 2. So we finished our first decrease round, and the pattern calls for more decreasing. Now at this point, if it were a longer pencil, this one has been used and used. I'm just going to pull that tightly. There we go. Tuck those away so you can see where we're at. We have decreased on this row. We will decrease again on this row here and again. And then you're just going to do a few tiny little red, black, green tips to your pencils. So there we have a very odd tutorial, but you know, it gives you the basics. You've learned how to do a magic loop, how to make a single crochet, how to increase and how to decrease, and then what back of loop means, or back loop means, and also the colour change, which is all important. And then finally, you're going to have to make these little eyes here. Now, the way in which I did that was I didn't use plastic eyes because you get a whole packet of them. It may be that you only want a couple. And also for very small children, I think it's a bit of a health hazard. Even though they say they're safety eyes, I would rather you used fabric and learnt how to do some French knots to make these particular eyes, and then a little V-stitch here to make the nose. So I'm going to do that on the other side of this particular pencil. Then I don't have to go all the way around. Let's do it just here. So take some black yarn and cut off a decent length. Thread your yarn onto your tapestry needle. Now I've got a sharp tapestry needle, and so I will be careful. It's also a devilishly long one. This time I'm going to put a knot in the end because I don't want this black yarn to show through onto my work. I'm going to count down 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to insert just above the 5th, maybe 2 rows above, and come up in between the 2 rows. And then once you've inserted your thread, you can pull it tightly and it will disappear. Now to do a French knot, which will give you your eye, you're going to hold your needle in your right hand, hold your thread in your left hand, and then wrap the needle round the yarn twice, so 2 loops, and then find a space to poke your needle just above where this yarn has come out. You want to poke it in about here. You want to poke it through the threads because it'll make it secure. So round twice, pull it tight, turn your needle away from you and stab your pencil like so. And then you want to come out 3 stitches this side to do the second eye, like so. You might want to just practice on a piece of material first of all, rather than doing it straight onto your work. And then we're going to do another one, round and round. Find where you're going to stick the point of your needle back in there. That's why I would use a pointed tapestry needle rather than a blunt one. Stick it back in and then poke your needle out of the side, and then you're going to trim off just here, and then with your needle just tuck that end in. It will disappear, and tuck it into the stuffing. Ordinary stuffing that you can buy online. It's absolutely fine. And if you see any black bits, you can just poke them around and they will eventually disappear, like so. Now you would have done your V-stitch as well. V-stitch, simply leave a row, insert your needle here. Let's put a knot on the end of it. So there's no sewing up, but There's a little bit of sewing at the end. Poke your knot so it disappears. Be quite rough. And then you're going to do your V. Go down one row. Come up. And if you're going to do more amigurumi, it's really useful to get used to this tiny bit of sewing that you have to do, because all the teddies have got sewn faces on and they will take on a different character. That I would probably do again, because it's a little bit, there's not much of a V in it. No, that's fine actually. Again, wiggle your black so that it doesn't show out of the way. So there we have it. We now have two faces on our pencil. Let's go back to this side. Snip off any stray yarns. And you will also just have to make sure that there's no stray yarn at the bottom here on where the red is. And there we go. And that's an easy first Amigurumi Kawaii project. And I'm going to do some more of these, so do check back soon. And if you've enjoyed this video, press the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. And click the bell to have a notification of when our next video comes. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.